All right, welcome to my podcast. My name is Mark. According to this gentleman to my right, I am a dumbass, fat ass, and smart ass. And I figured that since other people get podcasts, that I should make one myself, since I feel like I'm more interesting. And I feel like my friends are a little bit more interesting than they guess they have, frankly.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
Here's my friend Nick. So today we're going to talk about WWE. Summerslam is this Sunday, August 6th, 17th. The build-up has been pretty awful for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But first things first, Nick, when did you start watching wrestling?
There was two phases. I started watching wrestling around 96, right before like the Attitude Era really kicked off. And I probably watched until like late 1999, early 2000. And then I came back right after Unforgiven 2006, where John Cena won the title from Edge in a TLC match.
Oh, what a surprise. John Cena won, right? Super Cena.
It is indeed Super Cena.
Alright, so I started watching WWE by chance. I was like looking up YouTube videos of like, this guy got destroyed by this guy in a fight, and it just so happened that Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, back when they were feuding in 2009, where like Kofi boom drops him from the
stage
railing. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was it the railing or did he jump off like the light fixture?
I think it was the railing.
Okay.
I think there was a different instance where he jumped off the light fixture. And like, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then like at that time, my family, like we didn't have TV. And so once in like 2012, once the 1000th episode of Raw came on, that was when like I was like, awesome. Like I started watching religiously, and even though my parents think it's like
super lame,
my dad doesn't get it, and like my mom is just like, oh, it's so violent, oh god, like she didn't let me watch it when I was a kid when I wanted to, you know. But once I got into it, man, like, whew. And
once you start, there's no looking back.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, moving to SummerSlam. The big match on the card is Cena versus Lesnar. We'll talk about that later, but let's talk about the other main event, I say in air quotes, and that's Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon. Like, if I told you last year that Stephanie McMahon was going to be in the main event of SummerSlam, what would you have said to me?
Last year, right before SummerSlam, I wouldn't have believed you. However, once the authority thing kind of started happening,
right,
I wouldn't have been too surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but absolutely, like 1 year ago, you know, the week before SummerSlam aired, I wouldn't have believed you.
You probably would have punched me in the face.
I feel like I called you a dumbass, and we would have sort of moved on.
Oh, so that just it would have been like everything else.
Yeah,
okay.
Typical day in paradise.
All right, so pretty much they brought back some girl from TNA this past week. I don't want to spoil Raw for you, but I don't really care. So they brought back a girl that was on TNA. I don't know if you ever saw the AJ Styles.
Is this the Daniel Bryan
cheats on
the stupid? He cheated with his
cheats on personal trainer. Yeah. And like Brie comes down, obviously not angry at all, just like with her horrible acting self. Did she
smack the crap out of the physical therapist?
She smacked the shit out of that physical therapist.
Oh, I heard about this. And then she puts the yes lock on Stephanie.
Woo! Stephanie was trying so hard to like sell it, but you could just tell like, oh god, stop it! Like you're not your husband.
So is this just a battle between Daniel Bryan and Triple H in female form? Because I remember the week before, didn't Stephanie like pedigree like the two Bellas?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it probably is. Like I don't know, but I don't know, man. Like. I wish that this was back when Stephanie McMahon was, like, not a mother.
Dude, did you see her do the pedigree, though?
That was pretty sick.
Like
it
looks fine.
Sick. She looked like she'll be okay.
The term ring rust is used a lot for people that don't wrestle, and Stephanie never wrestled a lot. When she did, it was usually something big. And I mean, this is just them doing Daniel Bryan versus Authority without Daniel Bryan because he's got a fucked up neck.
He's supposed to be out till like Rumble.
Give or take, yeah. Last time I heard, he was projected to come back around Rumble.
But
hey, you know what that means?
CM Punk's coming back!
No, God, no. Shut that up. Going off track to the Rumble, maybe that means they'll have him win the Rumble.
I don't want him to win the Rumble.
Why would you not want him to win the Rumble? We'll have to cover that another time, I feel like.
Wade Barrett should win the Rumble.
Nah, dude, nah.
Wade Barrett's so good!
Daniel Bryan win the Rumble, the best thing ever.
whatever, man. Like he doesn't need to win the Rumble. He has so many.
That'd be like a year and a half story in the making, though.
Yeah,
Like the Authority stacks the Rumble against him. Like they make it count as one.
I guess,
Like
but
something generic like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could happen, but I just feel like making Daniel Bryan win the Rumble is just like, ugh. Like it'll make everyone go yay, and then everyone like after a while will be like, oh, he's Super Cena all over again.
He's not even close to Super Cena.
He is definitely Super Cena. He is he's almost becoming Super Cena at this point. So Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon, not going to end cleanly. I would almost put my entire life savings, which isn't very much by the way, but still money. I'd put my life savings on it that it's not going to end cleanly. Because I just feel like there's no possible way for it to.
I feel like Brie Bella's going to steal it. And the reason I say that she's going to steal it is because I think the other cards are going to... I think a lot of the matches, the top matches, are going to end with heels winning. So I feel like they have to have one big event where the babyface goes over. And I feel like it'll be Brie Bella stealing the victory.
Is Brie Bella really a babyface though? Like,
I mean,
she
don't
might
even get me started on this build up particularly, because when Brie Bella like called the cops and everything, like I wanted Stephanie to slap the shit out of her mouth. Like that's what I was hoping for at that point. Like
I don't know. Like I feel like Brie Bella has the personality of a cardboard box.
I mean,
when
that's
she's
true,
on wrestling.
But they're still trying to make her the face. This should be an AJ versus Stephanie McMahon situation.
Oh my god!
But that's neither here nor there.
If CM Punk was still in the WWE,
he's gone. He's not.
I understand he's gone. I understand.
CM Punk is gone and he's not coming back. I just want to preface that.
I understand that, but I feel like this feud was meant for CM Punk.
It wasn't for CM Punk.
And Triple H.
Didn't you hear like all the news?
I heard all that at WrestleMania, but that's Daniel Bryan still will be feuding with the Authority regardless, even if CM Punk would have left.
Well, no. The plan was at WrestleMania with CM Punk. This was the rumor anyway. It was Triple H, and then Bryan was going to verse Sheamus again. Because apparently at the time they were thinking about making Sheamus go heel, maybe join the Authority, or maybe just.
Well, they were saying they were going to make him go heel as for the Evolution or something.
Well, I mean, again, it's a rumor, but I mean, who knows?
I mean, like Sheamus is awful as a babyface. Like little kids are like, yay, fella!
I like Sheamus as a babyface.
I don't like Sheamus as a babyface. I like the Sheamus that came in and kicked everyone's ass for a good 4 or 5 months and won the WWE title off of John Cena. Because Super Cena can't win all the time, thank God.
No, I mean, I like that Sheamus too, but winning the title was irrelevant. He shouldn't have done it then and there. But I mean, that's what happens when you get rocketed to the moon after being on Raw for 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, I hope.
Fun factoid: he was the second fastest one to win the title on Raw.
Interesting. Ooh. I don't know, man. I feel like the obvious turn here is Nikki Bella turns on Brie and joins the Authority.
It's possible. And then we'll have Nikki versus Brie over the next few months. Maybe have that end at Hell in a Cell or something crazy.
I mean, if they go Nikki and Brie to Hell in a Cell, I am going to watch it.
Well, I don't think they'd be in a Hell in a Cell match, but go into the Hell in a Cell card. Because there's only 2 pay-per-views. It's SummerSlam, Night of Champions, and Hell in a Cell, right?
And then there's TLC.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about up to Hell in a Cell. It's SummerSlam, Night of Champions, TLC, if I remember right.
No, TLC's after Hell in a Cell.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
They're going to add another pay-per-view. Unfortunately, for $9.99 a month, for 6-month commitment, you too can watch the WWE pay-per-views. And it's interesting because they just added the whole new $12.99 feature, and that's really awful. But let's not cut promos for the WWE Network here. That's not what I'm here for.
We got Triple H for them.
Yeah, we have Triple H to do that for us. That and Hulk Hogan, brother.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, just said that he's a bigger legend than Stone Cold ever was.
He is.
I feel like Hulk Hogan has longevity, but when Stone Cold was hot, I don't think anyone was up there. Well, I wasn't watching back then, but
when you compare when Stone Cold was hot to when Hulk Hogan was hot, it's still not even close in Hulk Hogan's favor.
I mean, I wasn't alive when Hogan was hot.
I mean, neither was I, but you just have to think, look back on it.
Yeah, I mean,
you have WrestleMania. I think it was 3. It sold out they had in three different arenas, and all 3 were sold out.
Yeah, I mean,
Hulk Hogan, by definition, technically sold out 3 arenas in one night. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Hogan said Stone Cold is only a bigger legend in his mind. which
I mean, think about it. When Stone Cold stopped wrestling, he became a lot less popular.
Well,
and
he still gets enormous crowd reaction.
Oh yeah, when he comes back, absolutely. But I mean,
at WrestleMania, who got the louder?
Stone Cold, obviously.
Stone Cold got the loudest by a mile.
Yeah,
like it was like Rock and Hogan, like and then Stone Cold, like as soon as the glass breaks, shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
it's like when you hear the radio screech from CM Punk. Shit hits the fan.
God, shut up. He's not. Just drop it. All
right, fine.
So gone.
Your pick: Brie versus Stephanie.
What I think will happen will be Brie Bella wins either by roll up or some cheeky twin magic kind of bullshit. I wouldn't even be surprised at that point.
They can't do twin magic anymore. One of them's got fake tits.
Fair point. So I'm gonna pick Brie Bella. If it was me, I would have Stephanie destroy her because that's what I want to see happen. But I think that Brie Bella is gonna win, probably with a roll up.
I hope
the diva finisher of choice.
I hope Triple H I hope Nikki turns on Brie, but I really want more is for like Beth Phoenix to come back and whoop Brie's ass and become an Authority member.
Yeah,
and then bring, since her and Edge are a couple or whatever and they have a kid together, I want Edge to come back and be an Authority member that doesn't do anything in the ring, because Lord knows he'd probably die if he did, but I want him to come back. That's my guy.
What would he bring?
He'd
be a mouthpiece, basically, essentially. But you don't need it. You have Triple H as a mouthpiece. And nothing against Edge, but Triple H can cut a better promo than Edge.
I mean, yeah, but Triple H is Triple H. He'll bury the shit out of someone. Edge never buried people with his promos. But then again, Triple H...
Triple H doesn't really bury people with promos. He buries them with the match.
He buries them with promos, dude. He's made people irrelevant before.
Yeah, but that was because of the match, not because of the promo.
I mean, I guess so. All right, so you say...
I'm picking Brie Bella to win. I think that's what WWE is going to do.
By some sneaky shit.
I think it's going to be the diva finisher choice with the roll-up, but I want Stephanie to pedigree the fucking crap out of her 3 times.
It's going to happen.
I want her to get pedigreed into a chair. That'd be fantastic. That would be the best moment ever.
So I feel like we should just get the 2 divas matches out of the way first.
All right.
Paige versus AJ. Paige, in my opinion, is... Whoo! Lord child. That woman can wrestle her ass off.
Yeah.
She started wrestling when she was 12 or something, I heard. Her parents tricked her into getting into the ring for the first time. But my God, and AJ, ever since she's been with CM Punk, her promos have gone from level 1 to level 30.
I feel like her promo skills picked up when she did the whole storyline where Daniel Bryan dumped her. There, it just kind of went up. She got the experience with the whole GM spiel. She was GM for 6 months or something stupid.
That was pretty hilarious when that happened on 1000th episode of Raw. Oh man, that was great.
This one's, I think, it's a pretty good call. I feel like AJ's gonna win Black Widow.
I feel like
minutes.
I feel like Paige needs to win this match.
I don't want to play hot potato with the title though.
I don't either, but I feel like AJ needs to win. I feel like AJ can't win clean because Paige isn't a bad heel, but
she's new at it.
Yeah, and she needs to be a heel for a while. So I feel like Paige is going to get DQ'd. What
if it ended in a count out or double DQ?
Double DQ would be sweet. Double count out would be even better. AJ goes to clothesline her and Paige botches a move and they both just drop on the ground and you're holy shit.
Yeah.
It'd
be interesting.
It would be cool. I feel like they could go really far with this. I feel like they could take it to Mania because those are the best 2 on the roster. Right
I don't know if they'll make it to Mania. I mean, they'd have to have a break from each other for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's the best. Those are the 2 best divas on the roster.
Yeah,
by a mile.
Yeah, on the main roster, absolutely.
By a mile. Paige is 21 and she's better than every other diva except for AJ. If you want better promos, you stick with AJ. If you want better just technical wrestling, you probably go with Paige. It all depends.
So who you picking for Paige and AJ?
Paige. Paige is my girl.
You gonna go with Paige?
I have to pick the English beauty. It's my woman, man.
I feel like you're biased a little bit, but all right.
Hey, man, look, I want Paige to win. Now, AJ probably will win. So, AJ is my pick. But I feel like it's going to either be AJ or they're going to just have a double count out or a double DQ, like you said. I really hope it is.
I feel like AJ's going to win it. That's what I want to happen because then they can. This is a feud that can keep going for a little bit.
Yeah.
And again, not to play off a SummerSlam or not Hell in a Cell, but this is something they could easily stretch another 2 months.
Yeah. I feel like that's the Divas match. Like, if you're ever going to have a Divas match in Hell in a Cell, I feel like it's Trish versus Lita or Paige versus AJ.
It's got potential. I mean, that's still months away.
Or
we'll see.
Back in the day, I thought Beth Phoenix versus Tamina. Like
that would have
been sweet.
That would have been fantastic.
And then like all of a sudden, Beth Phoenix just leaves. Just like, oh, she's off away. Like there was a lot of divas that left in like 2 months, like after the 1000th episode of Raw.
Yeah.
Like Beth Phoenix was gone. Kelly left. Maurice got released back then, I think, or she got released a little bit earlier than that.
I don't remember. I honestly don't tread the divas too often because
I do.
No,
Divas!
No,
Jerry Lawler, Divas!
No one gives me a reason to care about the fact that they have giant racks sometimes.
Hey man, look, Paige versus AJ give you a reason to pay attention to this shit.
Absolutely,
okay?
That's why I'm interested in that one.
Alright, so next, let's get this awful feud out of the way that you called by a mile, even though it was pretty obvious and I just didn't want to hear it.
Is this Jack Swagger versus?
Swagger versus Rude.
I nailed this one!
I hope that they don't go too far with this. And by that I mean I hope Lana stops cutting promos that are like crossing the line. Like she's dancing.
No way! Dude,
she's dancing on a tightrope!
That is that's what makes it so good though.
I enjoy her dancing on the tightrope, but she's like leaning to the side you don't want to go to. Like we're already not super cool with Russia. Like Russia doesn't like our guy doesn't like Russia. Why are we doing this?
Because it works so well. It plays off of current events so efficiently that it's just amazing.
I feel like when they mentioned the bombing of the planes or the shooting down the planes, that came so close to just like setting off.
But that's what you would want, wouldn't it? Like you want people to go. Like, people are in a frenzy, and then storyline wise, this blonde hoe.
Hey, that's a beautiful woman.
She's
She's
absolutely a beautiful woman. This blonde bitch basically is saying some real evil shit, and then to like the casual fan, they're gonna be like, "God no, I don't want that dude to win."
5th most valuable diva on the roster.
5th?
Yes.
Lana.
No, number 1's Renee Young by a mile.
I wouldn't really call her a diva though. She does. I mean, she's
a female talent.
Okay, that I will accept.
Renee Young, Paige versus AJ. 2 and 3. Take your pick, which order you want them. 4 is probably Ric Flair's daughter, because they can make something out of her.
You think Lana's better than Ric Flair's daughter's better than Lana right now?
More valuable than Lana right now.
Mate, I don't know, dude.
I'll
agree with you that Renee Young's probably the most valuable because she just does everything at this point.
Oh my god!
She's doing. I think she did an announcing. She did announcing for a main event or something like this week.
Yeah, she does NXT announcing too, and ESPN tried to get her off of WWE.
Oh yeah. Dude,
and,
Renee Young is definitely.
Vince was like, "I'll raise your contract. Like, don't go away. Like, you are all we have at this point." And like now she's doing all the pre-shows and shit.
Yeah, I agree.
It's pretty sweet, but I feel like Lana works, dude. Like,
she's a good talker. Like she's really good at getting people to hate her because she has the cheesy Russian accent and she's just like stupid Americans. I can't even Russian accent.
Zeb's been murdering her. I don't.
That's because he's Zeb. That's because it's Zeb.
When he said, "Look here, Natasha, you talk to Boris." Like half of the people that I had talked to, I didn't talk to you about this, but half the people I talked to were like, "I don't get it." Like that's Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah. Like you don't get that? It was beautiful. Like Zeb's mustache is majestic, by the way.
Yeah, like, it's obviously the best thing that's on that 3-hour time frame.
Oh god, dude! If that mustache is not on Monday Night Raw, I hate the show immediately. That and if Wade Barrett or CM Punk isn't on it.
Well, I'm kind of sad it's a flag match. I feel like they should have had a submission match or something just really to sell it because they both use submission moves as their finishers.
Yeah, I mean,
that would have been fantastic.
Swagger has a swagger bomb. Swagger bomb, bro.
Are you talking about the one where he like lifts him up from the side, or where he like jumps up in the corner and
jumps up and does like the fake Yokozuna shit?
Yeah,
that's awful. But I mean, like that was
whatever happened to having like this, like the gut wrench bomb, where he'd like loop him at the side and he just like scoop up and drop him real quick. That was a cool move.
Well, I feel like he did it, and then once he came back with Zeb, with Dutch Mantel, it was called the Patriot Lock, and like called the Patriot Bomb. Like I mean, they could do that, and I don't doubt it.
Exactly, Patriot Bomb. Like, that works, but whatever.
He faced Cesaro this week, and it was okay. Like they had Swagger, like they had Swagger's ribs taped up, I don't remember the reason they gave, but they had his ribs taped up, and I was like, all right, well, I guess this is how this is going to happen. Like, and they decided to make Cesaro a jobber, probably one of the top tier talent they have.
I hear, it wasn't really a jobber though; it was still a competitive match all through and through.
Cesaro dominated for a minute and a half, and then Swagger like, oh herder, Super Cena comeback.
I feel like
puts
that
him in
match
the.
was longer
They
than
had
that.
him tap. It was longer than a minute and a half. But they had him tap.
They had to make him tap because Swagger's trying to win with the ankle lock. They got to sell. This is
Like,
what you don't want to go
I feel like they could have done something else. Like I feel like Cesaro could have just gone on this DQ streak and like beat the crap out of Swagger.
But that doesn't build Swagger up though. Swagger needs to look tough going in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the feud. Like I get why they're doing it and all, but like,
dude, I love this. This is my second favorite feud right now.
who's your favorite? Rollins versus Ambrose?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
that's
was that even hard?
That feud is amazing. Like I'm going to talk about that second to last because that feud is fantastic. Oh my god, I'm a little pissed off they didn't do it on Payback. Like the fact that that wasn't on the show it probably hurt the card.
We'll cover that when we get to that feud. But
yeah. So Cesaro or Swagger Rusev, who's your pick?
I feel like it's going to be Swagger, and I feel like it's going to set up for another match that'll be higher stakes.
What
And
if Rusev beats the shit out of Swagger? Swagger's gone. Okay? You go back on Raw. Zeb's talking to someone, and you don't know who he's talking to. And he's like, hey, look, this guy, he got hurt. I need a real American to stand up. And all of a sudden you hear
fucking say CM Punk, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Angle.
It'd be sweet. I mean, absolutely.
You can't tell me the crowd wouldn't go batshit insane.
It would be pretty kick-ass. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it'd be fantastic. But
dude, it would be so good, man. All right, next.
Well, you didn't tell me who you were picking.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I think Swagger's gonna win because I feel like they can't just have the American lose 2 pay-per-views in a row. Like they have to have him win.
Well, they didn't lose, didn't they? Both like wasn't a double.
No.
Or
Rusev won.
Rusev by count out though, right?
Yes, by count out. Because like Swagger destroyed him, and then like Rusev tripped him into the stairs.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now. So yeah.
Yeah, like it. I mean, he still lost. Like he
still
did
lost
damage
by
Rusev.
count out, and it's fine.
They didn't have Rusev on Raw this week, if I remember correctly, and that doesn't seem right. Like I feel like when you're going into a pay per view, you want to build up each individual feud.
Well, they might have him wrestling on SmackDown.
They could. I didn't look at the spoilers at all. I don't really care about the spoilers.
But that airs tonight for us.
Yeah, man.
So maybe I'll watch it.
Hell yeah.
And I'll find out.
All right, so next feud is my man Dolph Ziggler versus
Zig-Swag.
the Rock circa 2003-esque Miz with the Moneymaker. Making that money.
I love how he calls it the Moneymaker.
It's pretty sweet. Like I like this Miz. Like I wasn't a fan of like the babyface Miz. Like when he went against Kofi for the IC belt a year ago, and like Kofi he was like doing all this heel shit, and then all of a sudden after one match he'd just like stick out his hand to Kofi, and I was like, Kofi, like
kick him in the nuts,
kick him in the face, like turn heel now, do a double turn, make me super happy.
One day he will be a heel.
He should be a heel now. They broke up that stable way too soon.
Is it officially broken up? I have no idea.
Apparently Big E wrestled a dark match by himself, and Kofi wrestled Rollins by himself.
To be clear, we're talking about the Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Big E stable. We got off track because we're crazy.
Nation of Domination Part 2, which would have been fantastic, by the way.
Nation of Domination for kids.
Hey, man, look here. Black people sell, okay? Maybe not in WWE, but black people make money.
We're not going to talk about that. I feel like I got a lot of really bad jokes I can make off of that.
Dude, oh man, you have awful jokes. You're an awful person, but so am I, and that's why we're here. So Miz came back about, I want to say a month ago? He came back, and they were all like, "Oh, it was
right before the last pay-per-view, because he was one of the first big names announced for the...
I think it was 2 weeks before, because they had to have a build-up for Jericho Wyatt. And like
he came back the same night that Jericho.
Yeah, because Jericho co-broke him.
He was like the
face.
first big name announced for like the Battle Royal for the Intercontinental title.
Which, by the way, he won in a fantastic weasel. Like it's set up. His character is so great,
dude. He's the best chicken shit heel in the last like 15 years.
He's really good at it.
Yeah, he's amazing at being a chicken shit.
He's the best chicken shit heel, and Heath Slater's the best jobber. When
Dude, I wouldn't call the Slater Gator a jobber anymore. That guy is on a hot streak.
He beat Seth Rollins.
Dude, and then he won again on Monday.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And his sweet Slater Gator tag team with Titus O'Neil is undefeated on main event.
Slater Gator.
For the last like 2 weeks. They went over the Goldust brother kid.
I did not pay attention to that.
Bizarre ones, really. The fuck they're calling
Oh,
them
dude, who cares? Like, I feel like one of them has to go now. Like, there were rumors that tag team was going to get broken up if they didn't get over, and then they kind of got over, and they were like, let's just run with it. And then they just decided to run with it, and like everyone wants to see Goldust versus Cody Rhodes. Like, who would Dusty Rhodes choose? Would Dusty Rhodes turn heel and obviously go with Cody Rhodes because he's obviously going to be the heel, or they go with Goldust? Go with
who knows, man?
Like I don't know.
Again, that's like there's some things you just can't call, and that's just one of them. Like maybe one day it'll happen, maybe one day it won't.
It's always possible. Ziggler, to me, Ziggler probably should have had a world title run that went longer than a month.
Well,
by now,
he statistically was probably gonna have it for more than a month, but a concussion and then.
Well, I mean, it's all Swagger's fault.
A crazy string of bad luck. I mean, just kind of shit
sometimes
happens.
Life hands you a bad hand, man.
And I'm sure eventually he'll get back to that position. It'll be harder now because there's only one. Yeah. There's only one big title belt.
I mean, if I'm Rusev, I'm afraid about Swagger. Like Swagger injures people, man.
Swagger ain't fucking around.
He fucking knocked out Barrett. And when I found that out, I was like, God damn it! I really
he didn't knock him out. He threw him in the barricade and fucked up his shoulder.
By knock him out, I mean take him out of action. Yeah, that made me sad.
He knocked out Ziggler.
Damn right he did. Knocked out Ziggler. Knocked out fucking. Oh man, I was surprised Cesaro didn't get injured. I think he did, didn't he?
I don't
he was
know.
Injured for a week or something. But Ziggler has evolved his character, and he's done very well when he transitions from heel to babyface.
Dude, his character is meant to be babyface.
Oh yeah, by far.
Just like the way he wrestles. He wrestles in a manner that it makes people want to cheer for him.
It doesn't matter because even if he was running as a heel, they'd still be cheering for him. Because
he got cheers after his I think it was he debuted against Batista, and then he was around for like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and he started getting cheers just because. Yeah. He was a compelling guy to watch. You love to see him get his ass kicked because at the time he was a cocky little shit.
And then they stuck him with Vicky Guerrero.
Goldmine. That woman used to be the most important woman in all of WWE. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
They lost a very valuable asset, and they just had her flounder for a couple years. She could have been much better for that company than they let her be.
Yeah, but again, you don't need to be on top the entire time you're there.
Yeah,
and I mean. Granted, whenever she came out, she was the number one fucking heel.
Yeah.
No person got more negative reaction than Vicky Guerrero.
And people are like, oh my god, Vicky Guerrero is so awful. She's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
She had the eerie, screechy, she was so good at her gig.
She was a really good bitch. That's what it comes down to. She was just a really good bitch.
Yeah. And she broke out. People don't remember her. I was talking to someone, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, I didn't know she was Eddie Guerrero's wife. I thought it was his sister or something." People don't remember her for being Eddie's wife, and that's what she was known.
I feel like the more casual fans will have no idea, but
right. But
a lot of people
the people that have been watching for a while, or the hardcore fans, such as you or myself, will know obviously.
Yeah. So who are you picking for Miz versus Ziggler?
Oh, dude, Miz.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way Miz loses after just getting the title.
Oh, dude, no, unless they go back and forth. And I was listening to some episode of I think it was Said Talks, and he was like, "So what if the title just goes and switches hands with a whole bunch of people waiting for Barrett to come back, right? And then on random Raws, on the build up to his return, you just see someone is knocked out and there's a red elbow pad on him." And then there's a red elbow pad on the next person the next week. And then all of a sudden, it goes, let's say for instance that it ends with Ziggler. After it goes back and forth a couple people. It ends with Ziggler. Ziggler's cutting a promo, and all of a sudden, God save our queen. And then Wade Barrett doesn't even have a black elbow pad. He already has it turned red and just bam. But it would be much better if it was The Miz and the Moneymaker.
See, I just want Miz to hold it till Barrett comes back. And then I just want Barrett to nail Miz in his money maker because that just makes
Perfect sense.
It's too good.
Oh, that's so good.
But
right
yeah,
there, man.
I'm also gonna go with Miz. Not even close.
Yeah, I don't think
It'll be some chicken shit victory because that's just what the Miz.
Dude, hell
that's
yeah.
what the Miz is the best at.
Oh, dude, he's so good at that, man. Like
Miz, not even close.
All right, so the next match is Reigns versus Orton.
Roman Reigns gonna win this one.
I mean, obviously, like
I really hope Orton brought his carry-in boots. Like he's gonna need some strong boots because
oh boy, like
if this is gonna be a long match, then this will be like that first big window or this first big opportunity for Reigns to show that he can do something.
I feel like hardcore fans overrate Orton. Like I feel like he's not as good as everyone thinks he is. Like he's good.
He's one of the better like just pure workers. I mean, he's not great on the microphone. He has no personality.
Oh boy,
the dude can wrestle. I mean. He's been around for fucking ever and a day, and he'll probably continue around for forever and a day. Like, the dude just knows how to wrestle.
Yeah, I mean...
he has a good match with almost anybody. Like, he really does. Whether it's because he's...
No one has a good match with Great Khali.
I mean...
It's not possible.
Fine. Acceptable.
HBK. HBK is the only one. Maybe Daniel Bryan. But that's about it. I don't know. Like, Orton should win, but Reigns is going to win. And I really hope they don't Super Cena Reigns. Like, we've been talking about that for months. Or I'm saying, like,
they're absolutely going to Super Cena Reigns.
I really don't want them to. Like, Roman Reigns could be so much more. Like, if he got his promos up, if he just spent 6 months with CM Punk in promo school.
You got to stop referencing CM Punk, man. He's gone. He's not coming back.
Paul Heyman in promo school. How about that?
That is more than acceptable.
All right, so if he just spent 6 months with Paul Heyman in promo school, he would come back and he would be insane. Because Lord knows, John Cena, not that great at promos anymore.
Dude, that dude is fantastic at promos when he wants to be.
Yeah.
But we'll cover that when we get to the Brock Lesnar match.
God damn it. He's so awful sometimes.
But Roman Reigns, he's the next Super Cena because the WWE apparently thinks he's like the next big face that'll carry them for the next decade or so.
I mean, to be fair, the kids love him. He
Dude,
does the whole hand raising thing. Women love him.
It's like everyone loves him.
People want to drink beer with him. Like if he kept his if they make him go the way Cena is, where like he's just a good guy, then he can't do that. But if he stays like the anti-hero, I don't want to say Stone Cold-esque, but if he stays kind of like Stone Cold Steve Austin, he'll be big, even if he can't wrestle that well, which he's probably going to get a lot better at because he's a Samoan, and that's what they do. They're literally bred for professional wrestling. I don't think there's anything else they're meant for, in all honesty. Like, it's my Samoan friend. Oh, so he's a professional wrestler. No, he flips burgers at a hot dog stand. What? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life?
You're messing up, son. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're gonna make Roman Reigns an anti-hero or if they're gonna have him be like the next super generic Cena face.
Ugh.
But I mean, no matter how to do it, at this point in time, Roman Reigns is just that's where all the money is. Like that's where the chips are down at.
Oh,
it's behind Roman Reigns.
There's obviously money there, but
so I mean, as long as he comes out and he can. If he keeps coming out through the crowd, I think I'll be more than happy. And as long as he keeps that kick-ass Superman punch, because I love that.
I don't care about the Superman punch. I just like where like he has the guy hanging over the ropes, and then he like runs around the ring and just like kicks him in the face. That is amazing. Like that did it for me. Like I was like, Roman Reigns guy.
That's a really cool move too. I want to.
Oh man, but Reigns has been dominating on Raw. Like, he beat Kane in a last man standing match with one finisher.
He also beat Kane and Randy Orton in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah, well, we don't want to talk about that.
I mean, he's going over Orton. It'll be a good match. I predict this to be one of the longer ones on the match because I feel like they're going to try and see. Oh, this will go two ways. It'll either be really short to hide Roman Reigns' weaknesses as a singles wrestler because they're still worried about it.
Yeah.
Or they'll make it a long one because they want to see what he can do in a long match in front of a huge audience.
I feel like Roman Reigns needs a mouthpiece.
I mean,
but I don't want him to have one because that'll weaken him.
It's like exactly. Like, he doesn't need it because it'll make him look weak. Like he just comes out. He doesn't have to cut promos. If he just comes out, says he's going to whoop your ass, says why he's going to whoop your ass, I'm content. Like,
believe that. Yeah, he has to say believe that.
Believe in Roman Reigns. Like. The cheesy, what's it called, the Roman Empire now? Is that what they're calling it?
Dude, people like Roman Empire, Roman Reigns on the WWE, like, so many bad puns with his name. I feel like they did that intentionally.
Well, Roman Empire, I don't hate as much, but I mean, Roman reigning over the WWE seems kind of loose. But
it's, dude, you should see him. Like,
I don't mind the
You need to get a Twitter and just like follow a bunch of like WWE people just to see what people put up, like Roman reigning on Raw, Herder, like Corporate Kane is awful again. Win. Like, what do you expect?
Maybe one day I'll get a Twitter. I doubt it though.
You need to get a Twitter because you need to follow these people. And
I hate Twitter. I'm so bad at it.
I hate Twitter too. No one likes me on Twitter.
It's because no one likes you in real life.
By the way, my Twitter is at @Mark_Talley. That's TALLEY.
Cheap plug. Don't follow him. He's a bit of a dingus.
Well, I was going to put in a plug for you because you said you're starting streaming soon. But I guess that's not going to happen, asshole.
Nah, don't worry about it, dude. I'm all good.
All right, so moving on. Reigns versus Orton. We're both picking Reigns?
Both picking Reigns.
All right.
I'm going to predict it to be like a 15-minute match or so. I feel like that'll be good. And I feel like it'll end in a somewhat... Like, it'll be a strong showing on both sides. Like, match-wise. But I feel like Reigns will punch him right in the fucking face, and then he'll get a spear somewhere down the line.
Orton will go for an RKO. Reigns will turn him around and like throw him into the ropes.
One of those generic finishers.
Yeah. All right. So this is the match that you can't wait for.
Yes.
No one can wait for it. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. The salty ex-friend versus the guy that left him.
In a fucking lumberjack match, nonetheless. Although I've warmed up to it more over the past couple of weeks.
I am much more for like an Extreme Rules match.
But think about how poetic it is. I think actually it was referenced by Seth Rollins in his promos. It's the two of them surrounded by all the guys whose asses they whooped.
That was Dean Ambrose that said that.
Was that Dean Ambrose that said that?
He was like, Seth, it's gonna be everyone we took out. It's like you're so crazy.
Like that's like poetic.
It is cool.
Once it was put in that perspective for me, I was immediately more for it.
Yeah.
And again, this one, there's no way this ends at SummerSlam. This has got to go until Hell in a Cell. And it has got to end in
Hell in a Cell.
This has got to end in one of the best Hell in a Cell matches ever.
Hell in a Cell. Oh man, Dean Ambrose. Besides Paul Heyman, obviously, is there anyone right now in WWE that's on the active roster that they put on TV that cuts better promos?
Absolutely not. I don't think so. But I also just love how Roman Reigns loses his promos. Like he's got it down from body movement and all that fun stuff to just getting his point across. And somehow that crazy bastard makes himself the face. Whenever he wrestles like a heel. Except for the part where he gets thrown in the clothesline and does his little comeback moves. Like he wrestles like a heel.
Who you talking about? Dean Ambrose?
Yeah, when like someone throws Dean Ambrose in the ropes and he kind of catches himself upside down and flings back and clotheslines the guy.
That's cool. That's really cool.
That's pretty sweet.
My favorite of his moves is ye old headlock or whatever. I don't know what the hell you call it. He calls it the what the hell does he call it?
What, Dirty Deeds? The finisher?
Dirty Deeds. Yeah, I like the name for that, and I like that finish.
See, I hate that.
I hate Seth Rollins' finish. I love that it's a curb stomp, but I hate the fact that it's a curb stomp. Like, I hate the fact that they have to bend over and wait for I feel
like have to bend over. He could just DDT them, and as they're getting up, he curb stomps their face.
I know, but I feel like when you're sitting there waiting for the curb stomp, you're like, all right, let's do this. Come on now.
I mean, that's the same with any running finisher. That's
Not really.
That's like saying he hates Sweet Chin Music when HB Gain knocked him in the corner, and he does the little.
I mean, to be fair, that gets
in the other corner.
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's just build up though.
Yeah.
I like the blackout. I think that's what he called. That's what he used to call it.
That's what he used to call it, but now they just call it a curb stomp.
It's
just called a curb stomp.
The blackout was a kick-ass name, but then again, his name also had black in the title in the Indies.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They called it. He was Seth Rollins in NXT, and they called it the blackout.
So maybe they just don't call it blackout every time. Who knows?
Maybe Jerry Lawler's just retarded, but you feel that way anyway.
We're not gonna talk about that.
All right, so. By and large, probably the best feud in WWE right now. The most emotionally fueled feud. Like, if you saw this on a movie, you'd be like, "Holy shit, those two hate each other."
Yeah, I could see that. I'm still salty that Roman Reigns isn't pissed off at Rollins for ending the Shield too.
I mean, they're putting up Roman Reigns to another. Seth Rollins is going to become irrelevant, unfortunately.
I don't know, man. He did win Money in the Bank. That's a big sign of faith nowadays.
Dolph Ziggler,
who is still employed.
The Miz. All right, fair enough. They're still employed. RVD.
Okay.
Jack Swagger.
All right. Are you saying all these guys are just terrible?
Those four became relevant and then all of a sudden just like disappeared.
Also, all of them except for Dolph Ziggler cashed in within the first like 6 months. So it just depends. I feel like with Seth Rollins being with the Authority but not being with the
Alberto
Authority.
Del Rio. He just got fired for smacking someone. That's a long, like, untouchable thing. We
don't even know like the actual details for that.
Yeah, like someone said it was Alberto Del Rio heard someone being racist, and it's the
generic stuff. Just somebody was racist. He slapped the taste out of his mouth, slapped him so hard the guy got pissed off.
Salty.
So
yeah, it happens. I don't know, but I feel like this should be a 30, 45-minute match.
Oh, there's no way this would be that long.
It should be.
This will be 15, maybe 20 minutes.
I'm waiting for one of the guys to come out, like one of the lumberjacks, to just like beat the shit out of Ambrose and throw him in, and then Rollins wins, and then like the guy's revealed to be Seth Rollins' new muscle.
I don't know, dude. Seth Rollins does not need muscle.
He doesn't need it, but I feel like that's what WWE does. When they're like, let's build this new star. If he's not a big guy like Roman Reigns or Batista, like, let's throw some muscle on him. That'll make it all better.
I don't think it is. I don't think they're going to do it. I think he'll end with Seth Rollins stealing the victory, but I don't think it's going to.
I feel like Seth Rollins needs like a diva girlfriend. Like he needs a Vicky Guerrero in his life.
So you want him to have a hot valet so whenever he comes out.
I want him to have Paige the valet, as a matter of fact.
Why?
You
have the most odd like desires. Like,
look, man,
it's cool to have wishes and shit, but I mean,
look,
let's
man,
be realistic.
If wishes were bitches, we'd all be happier. Okay?
Yeah, but I mean, they're not, so you're not happy.
Maybe one day.
I seriously doubt that.
Hey, man.
But anyway, I'm gonna pick Seth Rollins to win. I think it's gonna be. I want to say it's gonna be kind of cheap, but I feel like I said that about a lot of the matches on SummerSlam, so I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins is gonna win. Somewhat definitively, but it's going to be in a manner that leaves the door open for him to come back to this again, at Night of Champions, and then I really want this to go until Hell in a Cell. I want it to end in one of the most spectacular Hell in a Cell matches of all time. Like, I want the Hell in a Cell match to be 40 minutes, not the Lumberjack match.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're going to cut the match a lot shorter than it could be. Like, I feel like they're going to cut it to maybe like a 10-minute match.
What, the SummerSlam match? Or?
Oh, yeah.
No, dude, there's no way. They know that this is. People bought Payback to watch this match, and when it didn't happen,
how salty people got,
dude. I was pissed because I wanted to watch it, but at the same time, like as a fan, I was completely fine with it. They still did like the 3 segments where Dean was trying to jump Ambrose. When he was in the trunk of the car, like that was great.
That was cool. To me though, like when they were like, "Oh, you attacked him."
Hey, card's subject to change. Like it's on the program.
Look, man, when they were like, "Oh, you attacked him, you're out of the building," like, come on, like anything else, like he smashes the windows out of his car, or like he spray paints Triple H's office with like a bunch of dicks, like anything else. Like,
we're not talking about 2006 DX, by the way. That just doesn't happen.
People attack people during interviews all the time.
Yeah, but this is different because Seth Rollins is Triple H's golden boy. Remember?
A golden boy, yeah, whatever.
He's a golden boy right now. Like storyline wise, Seth Rollins is who Triple H cares most about. I guess Randy Orton's also a golden boy, but
golden boy.
He's
gonna turn babyface soon.
There's no way.
He has to.
Why would he? No.
It's killing Randy. It's literally killing Randy Orton.
No way. He's way more popular.
Have you seen how insane he's gotten in like real life? Ever since he became a member of the Authority, like he started posting pictures with his girlfriend, and then like this woman wanted to take a picture with him, and he called him the Mexican Miss Piggy.
I mean,
this girl was a fan.
He's always been a dick, though. I mean, that's just like it's like well documented. He's kind of an asshole in person.
Yeah, like he buried Kofi and he buried Kennedy.
Well, I mean, when Kennedy back suplexes him and almost like cracks his neck, I mean, I'd be kind of salty too.
Randy Orton's just a salt box.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, I want Ambrose to win. I think he should win. You think Rollins is going to win?
I want Rollins to win because it's always a more compelling story when the good guy is trying to.
But you've literally, I think you picked AJ or you picked.
I'm picking my pick so far for the card is I want Stephanie McMahon to win, but I think Brie Bella's going to win.
Okay.
I also think that Jack Swagger's going to win.
Okay.
I also think that I'm already brain dead. What other matches we talked about already?
Ms. Ziggler.
I pick Miz because that one's just obvious. And then
Reigns.
Reigns is gonna win. There's no way that Reigns goes over Reigns because they're trying to make Reigns into the hot shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I'm pretty even, and I mean, the match is gonna end. The card is gonna end with more heels winning than faces, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But there's just no way. Like, the stories are always better when it's the good guy trying to give the bad guy that comeuppance, and like just. Yeah. Rollins winning here just helps set that up down the line.
I guess so. Yeah, and Dean Ambrose is probably more Stone Cold-esque than Reigns.
Dean Ambrose also doesn't need the win. Like, that dude is already insanely popular.
That dude's hot, man.
Yes.
Woo!
This motherfucker's on fire.
Oh, man, he is smoking like a ping pong ball after
if only he would
fluid.
Change his fucking finishing move. It'd be a perfect
I like his finishing move, man. Like, what would you like to see in a perfect world? What would Dean Ambrose's finishing?
If I got to pick any finishing move for Dean Ambrose, I would actually have him steal the DDT that Miz used to do, where Miz would kick their feet off under him so they fall to their knees, and then Miz would lock him in like a DDT while on their knees and just drive him face first.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Like, that was cool.
I feel like
I don't know what it needs to be.
I feel like he has to do something to their face.
Yeah, I mean, hitting him in the head's always more fun.
I feel like he has to because of the character, the way the character is. Like, he's the Joker. Joker wants to hit people in the face.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't like dirty deeds. It might just be me, man. I might come to change my mind on it, but like, just it seems like such a weird finisher to me. Like, it almost seems like a reverse Russian leg sweep kind of thing.
Yeah,
like that's looking back, that's exactly what it is. It's a reverse Russian leg sweep. God, words are hard.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Miz used to do. The skull crushing finale. That was a reverse Russian leg sweep.
Yeah, it is. It's almost they're actually very similar.
Yeah, except one's in a headlock, one's not.
Yeah, one's
like
in a headlock.
One you like slide under and you like do a jazz hands.
Oh yeah, it's like one's a full Nelson, one's a headlock.
Yeah.
But I don't know what his finisher should be. I just don't like dirty.
I feel like it has to be something with a knee to the face. Like, not Daniel Bryan's knee. Like, he needs not Codebreaker either. Like, he needs like a knee and then like a fist in the face. But then he can't like punch people anymore, like Big Show. I don't know. Has to do something with the face.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll just come around to like it more. To me, it just seems so.
Yeah.
It just seems odd.
I agree. All right.
Absolutely, Seth Rollins is gonna win. It's gonna be match of the night by far.
Oh,
actually, I can't say that because the main event is
really good. Cena versus Lesnar. This is gonna be my favorite match of the night. I can tell because whenever it has to do with Paul Heyman, I love it.
I hope he hams it up at ringside again.
Dude, oh god, Paul Heyman's so good, man. Like, he's the best on the roster right now. Just like as a character,
he's up there. Like he's
always the best.
I mean, just no one's.
Does anyone cut a better promo?
It depends on like a day like on a show by show basis. I mean, it depends. Yeah. Like if Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose steal the show, then one of them's probably gonna be the best of the night. Yeah. Granted, I do think that Brock Lesnar and Cena are gonna do a hell of a match, and it's gonna be great.
People don't give Cena credit.
No, they don't.
Like people,
it's terrible.
However, I do understand why people don't give him credit because like he always wins. He hasn't lost a pay-per-view like twice in a row ever. Like he's always like he'll lose one, then he'll have to win one. Like Cena can't lose two in a row for some reason.
Well, because usually what they'll do is they'll have Cena lose, like to put someone over and like or to try to build them up again, and then he'll kind of like get revenge.
Put someone over,
dude. He was helping Bray Wyatt out. He helped Bray Wyatt by not. We won't talk about it, but Cena does put guys over. Like
he does, but there are some people that he probably bears.
What about when he wrestled Damien Sandow last year for like the Money in the Bank thing?
Sandow was already over.
Yeah, I know, but like,
and then they buried him.
Yeah, I mean they did. I mean like that
you can't use Sandow as an example.
I'm just showing it as like another.
All right. Well,
also CM Punk.
CM Punk was way over before Cena, dude.
Yeah, but when CM Punk beat Cena, like that was the moment.
CM Punk was over in 2009 when he wrestled Jeff Hardy.
Yes, he was, but he wasn't a made person until the Summer of Punk, which the first match he did in the Summer of Punk that mattered was him beating Cena. Yeah. And also, fun factoid, I'm pretty sure John Cena's only ever won one match against CM Punk, like in their little history, and that was that was on a Raw leading up to when Cena would go against Rock for the title.
Maybe.
Pretty sure that's the only one that Cena's won against the two of them.
I feel like he's had to win one.
Also, Cena put over Daniel Bryan at last year's SummerSlam before he got screwed over by the Authority.
He didn't have a choice.
Didn't
put over Daniel Bryan. He didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean,
he had to go out.
You never got a choice to. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I guarantee you, Daniel Bryan was winning that no matter what.
I mean, yeah, because they need to run with that storyline.
But again, I mean, like Cena's able to put guys over. Just like it's not just the wrestler's fault. Like it's booking and everything else.
But it's Brock Lesnar. By the way, I don't care who you are. If Brock Lesnar tells you to do something, you bet your ass you're going to do it.
Well, I don't want to get my shit kicked in by a guy who plus my side.
Like, there's the whole, like, the porn star that got beat up by War Machine. Like, if War Machine sees Brock Lesnar in the street, like, War Machine's running. And his name is War Machine.
I mean, whatever. I mean, it's Brock Lesnar. He's a fucking big motherfucker. I ain't gonna mess with him.
But we all know that the real favorite in that feud happens to be the guy who says every single time,
Mike Lennett.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Those words bring so many boos into a building.
Dude,
it's
Heyman
insane.
It's just Heyman, though. It's
so great because, like, he's such a heel, but when you stick someone that's awesome with him, like when Cesaro was like, I'm not a Zeb Coulter guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. Everybody, and then Paul Heyman walks out with his weird ass
Paul Heyman was
walrus
the only guy I know of to open up a Monday Night Raw, making fun of Undertaker for Brock Lesnar beating him, getting booed out of the building, and then coming back an hour and a half later and getting cheered like a hero.
You weren't on Raw. Heyman became a rapper once again.
I heard about it. I didn't.
It was
watch
pretty
all
good,
of it, but like I've caught bits and pieces.
I was expecting it to be over. Like I was like, oh, it's been a minute. All right, that's cool. This is the last phrase, and then he just keeps going for another 2 minutes. I'm like, what is this?
Dude, it's Paul Heyman, man. That guy's a
god. And then they kind of mess it up because they were like, I'm going to take the Beast out to dinner, and we'll be back later tonight. And he came back during like Hogan's birthday segment. Like he got in the ring, and I'm just sitting there like, are you serious? He's not going to F5 Hogan. He can't do it to Scott Hall. He obviously isn't going to do...
He could have just punched him all in the face, and it would have been great.
You can't punch Gene Okerlund in the face. He'll have a heart attack.
I'm just saying, like, hypothetically.
Fucking
like,
Jimmy Hart was in there. Roddy Piper.
He could have just decked, like, Hogan, and then, like, when, like, Nash and Hall go to help him out, like, he just knocks both of them the fuck out, too.
I feel like you should have gone after Nash. I feel like he's the only one that could have taken a bump and not, like, died. Like, well, maybe Hall...
It's not a full bump.
Do you know Scott Hall's from St. Mary's County?
I did not.
He is from St. Mary's County. His brother is like a cop around here.
All right.
Pretty interesting. It's a fun factoid.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
I learned something new today. Look at that.
Oh, dude, you learned something from me? That makes me feel not special at all.
You don't feel special at all.
Good. I'm too good to feel special.
Yeah, you're too shitty to feel special, too.
Yeah, well, that happens.
But anyway, who do you think is going to win the illustrious Cena versus Lesnar?
John Cena. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, in real life, no one should ever beat Brock Lesnar. Like, there's no comparison. I want the magical Cena turns heel. Triple H comes up and beats the shit out of Brock Lesnar and says, I remember what you did to me at Summerslam a couple years back. And, like, at the end of the show, Nikki Bella, Steph, Triple H, and Cena all standing tall on the top of the ramp. And you successfully...
You are so far out there that you're like high-fiving Mars at this point in time.
Dude, if high-fiving Mars is any, you can't tell me that would be fantastic.
It'd be cool,
like,
actually.
Cena turns heel, Lesnar goes away for a while, because we all know he's going to.
Well, we don't know that. I mean...
Lesnar can't full-time. He has diverticulitis. He can't full-time.
He doesn't have to full-time is the thing. As long as he shows up at Raw, he doesn't have to wrestle every night.
He doesn't need to show up at Raw. Just Paul Heyman needs to be
there. But I mean, like, I feel like there's no way they're going to... My pick is going to be Lesnar to win. For the sole fact of, there's no way in hell
you can't.
They're going to have the guy that beat The Undertaker
at WrestleMania. He's the one in 21 and 1.
He beats The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Right.
There's no way on
This
Earth.
is his first pay-per-view match after.
This is his
right?
first match
right,
after.
Well, yeah.
There's no way.
Lesnar's gonna win that.
There's no way on Earth that Lesnar loses, and they ruin that.
What
I'm predicting for that to happen, by the way, is they're gonna have Lesnar win. They're gonna have Lesnar come back. Maybe not even like every pay-per-view because you don't need to defend
every other pay-per-view. Yeah.
You don't need to defend a title every pay-per-view. It gets kind of old. Like there was actually a point in an interview we talked about that, and I agree with it. But they're going to have him keep the title, and I'm going to go on a limb and say either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns will beat Lesnar at next year's WrestleMania for the title.
If they
you were hearing it here on, I believe it is August 15th of 2014. I am declaring
WrestleMania
that
31.
WrestleMania 31, either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns are going to be the one that beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE.
My only problem
title.
with like the streak ending is, in my personal opinion, I feel like it should have been Sting Taker, and they knock each other out to end WrestleMania 31, and that's when the streak is over. But it's not over, because if you do it to someone like Lesnar, he can't lose anymore and have people feel like it's legitimate. He beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
It just makes it. All that does is.
Do you know the list of people that haven't been able to do that?
It's quite a long one.
It is Batista, HBK, Triple H.
What is it? 17 names?
It's like 16, I think.
Something like that.
Superfly Snuka, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Sorry, CM Punk.
I get it. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I feel like there's just no way. Like they're going to use that to make the next star, and I feel like I'm inclined to say it's going to be Roman Reigns, but I want it to be. I want it to be Daniel Bryan because that's the story right now.
Why not Dean Ambrose?
Because Dean Ambrose is, unfortunately, because I don't get to talk about, it's like creative about shit like this. Just Roman Reigns is who they got the money on, and there is no better way to make a star than have your up and comer beat the guy that defeated Undertaker's streak. Like the rub from that alone is just going to be huge.
I mean,
like,
yeah, but
every match with Lesnar until he loses is going to have so much more on the line because he was the guy that ended the Taker streak.
What if I've been hearing this a lot from people, and I've been talking to people on Twitter. What if just Lesnar beats the crap out of Cena, like he did in Extreme Rules, but to the point where he gets DQ'd, and all of a sudden you hear that awful theme song, and here comes the beaten Seth Rollins running down the ramp with Triple H in hand, just like running down, cashes in, and then Lesnar just knocks him out.
That'd be sweet. Like that'd be kind of cool.
Like Lesnar knocks him out, and Heyman's like, "You shouldn't have trusted us again, Mr. Triple H." It would have been so great.
It'd make for interesting like TV, but I don't think it'll happen.
Of course not, because WWE doesn't want to make money; they just want to.
Well, I mean, that's not really making money. That's just kind of you're cramming so much in there at that point. I feel like they'll have to cash in at some random pay-per-view. Maybe never. Maybe he cashes in on Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar beats him. It's a possibility.
I feel like it'll probably be like finger poke of doom kind of thing. Like if they ever want Rollins to cash in on Lesnar, it'll be like, Mr. Heyman, we've come to an agreement with your client.
Here's me going on a real far limb.
All right, so you're high-fiving me and Mars right now?
I'll high-five you and Mars. Let's say my idea is correct, and Brock Lesnar wins, and he has it till at WrestleMania. Right. And Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania happens. Reigns wins, and then Rollins cashes in on Reigns.
And then Rollins and Reigns feud, and then Dean Ambrose is off with something else.
They could even have Dean Ambrose come back in now.
I want them to have a triple threat for the title at WrestleMania. Personally.
I mean, that'd be cool, but let's.
They were talking about bringing back the Shield at like Rumble 2015.
Well, it's kind of like DX. That's a group that if you ever need to bring if you ever need like a fucking team to cheer for, you just you guys are free. You're not doing anything. Let's group you guys together. Go get your vest out of the closet, and we're gonna fucking have a Shield reunion.
Reigns has his vest on all the time.
I mean,
I feel like they should have changed his entrance. By the way,
it's fine.
Someone
had to keep the Shield. Someone had to keep the Shield music.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he still doesn't have like the Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta.
But he's got the instrumentals to it.
Yeah, if they didn't have the Shield thing, an acronym, and it was just the music. Like I feel like you hear that music, you're like, oh, Roman Reigns is coming out, and then you see the Shield, and you're like, pretty good. But like when you hear Sierra, and you're just like, oh my god!
Yeah, that's how it was for 2 years. It was just Sierra.
Oh god!
Everyone loses their goddamn minds.
Oh man, dude, I was at a Raw in DC back in 2011. No, it was 2012. It was with my dad. It was the day after Christmas, and they were shooting the New Year's Eve Raw.
All right.
And there was a lady sitting next to us who got drunk. Like, she already pre-gamed pretty hard. It was like, where do you know you have my baby?
All right.
And at some point, like, the police pull her out because she, like, falls down, like, on the hard concrete at the Verizon Center.
Good job.
And like me and my dad are looking at her fall, and my dad's just like, leave her. You know, fuck her. Like she's been talking the whole damn time. Whatever. And my dad goes to get drinks, right? Because I'm thirsty as shit. And they're holding my dad back when he's coming down to get back to the seats. And I'm just like, what? What's happening? I was like, my dad in trouble? And they're like, no, sir, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I was like, phew. And then all of a sudden, like 30 seconds later, just all you see is just like a blur, and then a blur, and then a slower blur. Like you just see them come out. Because this is back before they had the entrance music. This is like right after they started beating the shit out of Ryback.
So you're talking about like the Shield came out and they held your dad back so he was blocking where they were walking.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And my dad not being an avid wrestling fan, my dad doesn't even like wrestling. My parents don't like wrestling. But when Vince McMahon came out, my dad stood up immediately. Like everyone stood up immediately, but I didn't expect my dad to. Like I was like, I'm probably gonna have to like, hey, get up before everyone here beats the shit out of you. Because like there's a bunch of drunken rednecks here, and like we're black. Get your ass up. Let's go. And but then like my dad was just like, you know, an old like black professional. Like people know Vince McMahon.
I mean that's just true. Like everyone knows Vince McMahon. That's just how it is. You know, even if you weren't a wrestling fan, you were aware of wrestling in the late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh, dude.
Just how it was.
Man, Vince McMahon, that dude's a genius. If you
I don't think he's listening. You want to kiss his ass, by the way.
If you were a billionaire, I hope he is. Vince McMahon, if you're listening, hire me. Like, I will wash your towels at your household. Like, anything, dude. I will wipe your ass for you if that's what you want.
You can tell someone's desperate.
Hey, super desperate, dude. I'm more desperate than a high school girl at prom, okay? Wow.
That was terrible.
Yeah, well, it's true.
All right,
so if you, let's say you're a billionaire. And you have and Vince McMahon, you have the option of either giving Paul Heyman his own company at the magnitude of WWE, or investing that $1 billion in Vince McMahon. Who do you invest in? Because I know we've talked about how you feel Paul Heyman is.
I would go with Paul Heyman.
You really go with Heyman?
I would honestly do it, and the reason being, I feel like if Paul Heyman has the funds. Like, the only reason ECW ever went under was just because there was just poor money management and just bad things happen to good companies. It just happens.
Yeah.
But if with enough funding, I feel like Paul Heyman he would take over the wrestling world. Like,
so you're saying if Paul Heyman in 98 to 2001 had Vince McMahon's money, Vince McMahon would be out of business right now. Do you think?
I don't know if he'd be out of business. I feel like
he'd be TNA.
I feel like they'd be equivalent to TNA. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
But again, that's what ifs. It's really hard to call what ifs.
You have to watch the Paul Heyman movie. It is.
It's on my to-do list. I just haven't.
I have it right here.
We might do this, but
we need to. All right.
Yeah, it is on my list of things
necessary. To do. So by and large, you know, SummerSlam, it'll probably be worth the $9.99 that most people pay for it.
It's $10. Like it's not.
It's $10 for a pay-per-view.
It's $10 for a pay-per-view. The rest of it's like I have the network. I literally use it to watch NXT, and I'll watch pay-per-views when they go live.
Thanks.
Or if I want to go and if I want to watch an old pay-per-view, like I for some reason I was jonesing to watch the old CM Punk Jeff Hardy storyline.
I feel like Vince McMahon. Like I just thought of this right now when you were saying that. Like I feel like Vince McMahon needs to have a meme that says like I was a billionaire when Bush was president. Thanks, Obama. All right, but that should definitely be a thing. So what's the you're starting? That's the end of this whole SummerSlam debacle. You're starting a stream.
Yes.
If you would kindly tell my probably 3 viewers what that is.
All right.
Or whatever the hell.
All 3 viewers, I suppose. I'm gonna be doing. It's gonna be a adrenaline bomb at Twitch.tv, and I'm just gonna be streaming some games, just shooting the shit. Okay. I'm sure whenever it's like a wrestling pay-per-view, I'll probably like load up the newest wrestling game and like. I'll play. I'll let the CPU pick the matches, and that's how I'll predict.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Like that seems like it'd be a fun time.
Oh, obviously, by far. All right,
but yeah, that's really it. Gaming and hanging out and shooting shit.
I have no idea what this podcast is called. It'll come to me as soon as I stop it and stop recording.
It's called Mark Sucks.
Well, I don't suck, okay?
Mark Sucks, episode 1.
I don't suck, I swallow.
Oh, well, that's a whole other set of problems.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of problems.
Nothing wrong if you're gay, by the way. Just I'm making fun of dingus here.
I'm not. All right, I like women. I love beautiful women. If I could marry Paige,
if
I could marry Paige right now, I would do it, man.
If only women liked you.
Yeah, well, that's a problem I'm gonna have to get over. Okay, I've come to terms with women who do not like me, but that's okay.
Hey, and one day you'll find a blind, deaf, dumb chick.
I have an interesting story about that, but I'm not going to talk about it here because it can get really offensive. So thank you, all 3 of my viewers or listeners, for listening. More of these to come in the coming weeks. I'm probably going to do this every Friday or so. So just tune in. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic day. And if you're black, stay black. If you're white, stay white.
Stay classy, Internet.
Let's do it.